Yo, what's good, traders? This is Jay Davari here, man. I'm bringing y'all a new upload this week. And in this week's upload, I'm just gonna be showing y'all a trade that I took on gold this week. That I made about $2,500 on my funded account with the Elite Funded Trader. So yeah, I'm just do a quick breakdown of this and show y'all that trade. And before we do that, I ask you guys please do subscribe to the channel and also like the video and feel free to comment down below whether you just want to raise a conversation or just feel free to share y'all results for this week, for this trading week. So with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and get into the video. Let me minimize this. So I'll show y'all really quick. This is that trade execution that I took yesterday on gold. Made about $2,500 on it. So now that brings my account balance up to, or my total profits for this funded account up to $4,000. Pretty soon I'm gonna be eligible for a payout. I just need to clean up these losses because these three losses right here that I took earlier, or a couple of these losses that I took earlier were on silver. I shouldn't have been trying to trade silver. I should have just left that shit alone. But it is what it is. Because gold is actually the pair that had the cleaner setup and the most clearer price action. I should have been leaving silver alone, but it is what it is. We live what we learn. The money that I lost, I made it all back following my process. So uh, go ahead and go to the chart really quick. So basically, right here on gold and silver, we have a S&T. We had an S&T divergence between gold and silver. So um, with the day of April 11th, this low right here, May 15th, we formed a lower low, right? Meanwhile, those same corresponding highs, you guys can see my cursor right here. Look back over to the gold chart, you'll see that these candles are aligned right here. So these lows are aligned right here. So Friday, April 11th on silver, we have that low. Meanwhile, over here on the same corresponding low, Thursday, May 15th, we formed a higher low, right? Or a higher high. Yeah. We formed a higher low, my bad. But we formed a higher low, so there's that S&T divergence inside of a higher time frame liquidity pool, which will be this internal range or this fair value gap right here from a daily perspective. Also too with silver, we also had a reaction inside of a balanced price range, right? So this bearish fair value gap right here had a bullish fair value gap formed inside of it. So the smaller fair value gap is one you can look to enter off of. This is partly why I was entering on silver, because I was anticipating there to be higher prices with silver followed along with gold. But however, silver it was just so volatile, man, just moving all over the place and did a lot of wicking and everything. So every trade that I put in, I would get stopped out. Especially with silver being such a there aren't any micro contracts for silver either. So I also shouldn't have been touching it. At least I haven't found any micro contracts for silver. So I had to have some pretty tight stop losses trading this pair right here. So that alone, I shouldn't have been participating in silver, right? But with the micros on gold, this is where I made that $2,500 on this position. So yeah, so that's that daily internal and external range move. You guys can see both assets are moving accordingly. I think silver is going to take out these relative equal highs right here. So this liquidity pool is going to, I'm anticipating this liquidity pool to get taken out. For gold, I'm anticipating us to reach here inside of this inversion fair value gap, which can also be used as a balanced price range inside of this area. I'm anticipating us to tag this area before the week ends. I'm not anticipating this high right here to get taken out before the week ends. It would have to be like some strong volatile injections going on for this to from right now Thursday to Friday to make a move all the way up here, right? Is it possible? Sure. Probable? Not really, right? So if I were a betting man, I would anticipate this area to get tagged first, and then going into the next week, we head lower and tag these inversion gaps, not inversion gap, but these breakaway gaps right here. So this gap right here and this gap right here, right? Um, Also within gold, I'm also going to look next week to frame entries or short entries back towards this balanced price range right here. So we have this bearish fair value gap, and then we had this bullish fair value gap. So this bearish one is smaller, and so I will look to any retracement back towards this area and have a strong reaction, and then give us that extra push to push us above this external range high right here. But that's not till weeks down the road, like maybe a couple weeks or a few days down the road. So for right now, I'm just gonna keep it pushing, and I'm gonna get into the exit entry that I took. So my first initial entry was right here at the Sunday open price right here. We gapped up, so we had that new week opening gap. That's right here for Sunday. Had a new week opening gap right here. We went above it to start, and then going into Sunday night's opening session, we came back down and tagged the area. I saw that because I was still up around this time, so I saw that and I went ahead and entered a position. My stop loss went right down here, and I woke up to the position being about $600 in profit. However, I didn't close it out. I was kind of trying to let it ride, but however, I ended up getting stopped out because I moved my stops up to break even. I want to say, I moved my stops up to break even, right? And I ended up closing the trade for a little bit of gains. And then on top of that, right here, so the next entry that I entered in, because I had to close my trades by the end of, before the market closes, I had to close my trades for the funded account, because that's just the rules that they have. So did that, then went into Monday night's session. I saw that we still kind of respected this same new week opening gap and had another pretty strong reaction inside of it. Also too, during this time, this execution or this trade was in a little bit of drawdown. So I entered right here. I want to say there was like a 5-minute. There was like a 5-minute inversion. What was it? I want to say it was like a 5-minute entry that I took on this trade, on this position. Yeah, it was like right in here. It was like a 5-minute candle execution that I took inside of here. This little fair value got right here, because I did notice that we started running away from it, and then but however, going into that night, yeah, so I entered down here. We had a rally above here, and then going into that night, it got pretty close to my stop loss right here, because my stop went just below this low right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but also at the Sunday's opening price. So I got lucky. Thankfully, it didn't hit my stop loss. I just pretty much accepted the risk. It was only like about $500 of risk. But it was like about $600 of risk. So took the position, went to sleep, woke up, we were in profit, and I just decided to just let the trade run. And I'm not gonna lie, when it got to like right here, I thought about like closing the trade out because it's like, okay, it's doing all this consolidating, the pitter pattering. But I did see that but this area right here is another inversion gap right here. So when I saw us like go above this little gap right here, this highlighted area right here, I was anticipating that we can retest off of the level and then head higher, go ahead and reach into that volume imbalance before the market closed. For Tuesday, and we ended up doing that, right? But if I needed to, I would have just went ahead and closed the position, and just lock in whatever profit I had. Yeah, and I was already about $2,000 in profit already just from this candle right here. So everything else was just a little bit extra on top of it. But yeah, and my ultimate target, the take profit area, was tagging the bottom of this not the inversion, but this volume imbalance from last week right here. So there we go. If you guys stay to watch this long, I do appreciate it. And that's all for the video. Just do a quick little trade recap and execution, just showing y'all my process. The trades where I do follow my process, I usually end up winning, right? And from my journaling this month, that's to be the case. That's shown to be the case. So I gotta put it in my mind that, like, listen, follow your process, and everything should follow suit. Doesn't always go that way, but it is what it is. And the trades that I take where I don't follow my process, those are usually the ones where I end up losing. So Yeah, that just is what it is. Still developing in my trading journey. I've been trading for like about 4 years now. So, yeah, still got a lot to learn. But that being said, appreciate you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also, like I said, feel free to comment down below whether you guys want to just make some conversation or you guys want to share your results for this week. I'm open to just, seeing it all. So that being said, it's Jay Devari. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.